Hello, friends. Welcome to Game Plan Monday. I am excited to be joining you guys today talking about one of my favorite topics. I say favorite topics, but every day is a favorite topic when I'm talking about planning. So let's be real, friends. It is one of the topics that I have actually, not necessarily a topic, a technique that I have been using in my own planning for many, many years. Once I learned about it, I was like, yep, this is the time management technique for me. And that is the Pomodoro. So we have been talking about it all over the course of last week. And I just want to kind of put a nice, neat little bow on it today. The Pomodoro Technique was created in 1984 by a man named Francisco Savillo, and he is Italian. And he utilized this tool. He was having a hard time when he was going to school, trying to stay focused. And he went into his kitchen one day, and there was a tomato-shaped timer on his kitchen counter. And he grabbed that timer, and he's like, I'm going to work for 10 minutes on just being hyper-focused. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, I'm going to take a break. This technique, the Pomodoro, which is Italian for tomato, is something that many time management gurus have been using over the course of the time since this was created. It has been adapted to fit various people and structures in the way that they use things. I myself have adapted it as well, and I love using it. My kids have learned how to use it when I was working from home. And summers were really difficult, and I was trying to run a business and be a parent and have a kiddo in and out of my office all the time. But of course, my office was out in the middle of the like our family area, and so it was easy access to mom. And so I actually took this particular timer. I got it off of Amazon. I'll share the link with you guys so that you can grab it as well. And it started utilizing this timer. Now, this does not have a 25-minute, but does have a 30-minute. So what I used to do with my kiddo is I used to set the 30-minute timer, and he would take this into his room, and he would set the 30-minute timer, and I would work for 30 minutes. At the end of that, he would bring it back out and set it on my desk and set it for 5 minutes. And that's when he got to ask questions. I would get him a snack. We would have a chit chat about what he was reading or doing in his room for the 30 minutes that I was working. And this allowed us to be able to have that relationship of him being home and me being present for him, but also be able to get some work done because I was working from home and I needed to be able to have that concentrated work time. So the Pomodoro was set up to be 25 minutes of working, 5-minute break, and you do that 4 times, which is 2-hour time block, and then you take a longer break. So one of the ways that you can incorporate this is setting that timer, taking your break, setting a timer, taking a break. Now, when I say take a break, I'm saying like walk away from your computer, let your brain rest. I used to allow my kid to come in. We'd ask questions. We'd have a conversation. I would go get a snack. So I'd get up, drink a water, those kinds of things. And then I would get back to work. Some other things that you could do, especially if you're work from home or you have other priorities that need to happen, like being a mom. In 5 minutes, you can load the dishwasher, you can unload the dishwasher, you can put a load of laundry in, you can switch the laundry over, you can fold a basket of laundry, or at least get started with a basket of laundry. Okay, so there is ways for you to be able to walk away from your computer and still feel like you're getting tasks done during the day. And I have had lots of people ask me, how do you get all the things done? That's how I utilize a Pomodoro, which is no notifications, work for 25 minutes or 30 minutes for my timer, and then take a 5-minute break. So let's talk about some different ways that you can get that actually started, or the steps for doing a Pomodoro. So the first one is do a brain dump. This is clear all the clutter, write everything down. I shared a little bit earlier this week the direct sales trigger list. This is a list, and I'll include that link as well. This is a list of all of the different things that you could be doing in your business. And if you need some inspiration of how to get started, this would be a great way to do that. Okay. Then you're going to pick a task. You're going to set the timer. You're going to work until the timer goes off. You're going to take a quick break, whatever that looks like for you. If it's 15 minutes and a 5-minute break, if it's 30 minutes and a 10-minute break, whatever works for you, it's not set in stone. You're going to set your timer. You're going to track your sessions. What did you get done? What didn't you get done? This is also a great way to recognize how long a task actually takes you so that you can plan your Pomodoros correctly. And then protect your break time. That's no screen time. That's getting a drink of water, stretching, walking around outside your house, walking to the mailbox, walking back, stretching, getting up from your desk, and taking some time away your from your desk. All right, so what are some things that you could do in your time block? So you could do customer follow-ups, you could do content creation, you can do emails and messages. One of the things that I do with my planning with my membership group is we have 2 work sessions throughout the course of the month, and it is a 2-block Pomodoro. So we come in, we say what we're going to work on. I set the timer. Everybody works, we mute, and it's on Zoom, so there's no talking, it's just working. And then at the 5 minutes, they come in, they're allowed to go in and allowed to go get a break, get some water, but I just say, hey, what did you get accomplished throughout that 25 minutes? So it allows them to be able to recognize wins, like what did I actually get done, and have that very concrete focused time block to work. So I highly recommend you try this if you haven't done it before. It is a great way for you to be able to dive into having some focused work time, get some things done, but also have some flexibility to take a break and be able to do the things that you need to do for your business, for your home, for your life, and stay flexible in that way. So give it the Pomodoro a try, friends. Francisco will be very happy that you gave it a try and that you learned something new about yourself. Hope you all have a fantastic Monday, friends, and I'll